Sai Ram children, welcome back to our online class. Today in this session we are going to learn something that makes us look smart and beautiful. So students, can you guess what is that? What makes us look smart and beautiful? Come on, think. Yes, it is our clothes. So when we wear beautiful clothes, we look very smart, we get confident, and we look beautiful. Now students, do you know what are our clothes made of? Yes, so in today's chapter, Fiber to Fabrics in chapter 3. Now have a look on the screen, children. Yes, there is a boy who looks very handsome and also a girl who looks beautiful. So their name is Pehli and Bhoju. So can you see them? They are very happy. Yes, they are looking very happy because they have won the first prize and they have received cash award. So now these two children, they wanted to gift something to their parents. So they decided to use the prize money to buy the clothes for their parents. So what did they do? So they went to the market and there they saw many variety of clothes. Now these children got confused which clothes to buy. And the shopkeeper explained that some of the clothes or fabrics were cotton and some were synthetic. So they are seeing variety of clothes in the market. So they went to buy the clothes in various shops. See, they found the bed sheets, blankets, curtains, tablecloths, towels, dusters, school bags and gunny bags made from different kinds of fabrics. Now finally they bought a woolen muffler for their father and a cotton sari for their mother. Now after the purchase, they were just walking in the market and they found the school bags. There are many variety of school bags with different materials. Lot of woolen clothes and there were many big shops where they are selling the curtains. There are beautiful curtains and these bags which is made out of jute. There are variety of bags and there are variety of shirts for the boys and lovely sarees. So they all saw so many variety of fabrics. So after their visit to the cloth shop, they began to notice various fabrics in their surroundings. So they found that many variety of clothes in the market which were made from some kind of fabrics. So they tried to identify which is cotton, wool, silk or synthetics. So children, now can you identify some fabrics? Yes, so what you have to do is, yes, activity 1. So what you will do is, you will go to the tailor shop. I hope you must have visited the tailor shop. So go to the tailor shop nearby, which is very nearby, along with your parents. And you must be seeing there the tailor must be cutting the clothes, and some waste clothes he must have discarded. Yes. So now what you will do is, collect the cuttings of fabrics, touch each fabrics. So whichever you like, you just collect it and just touch and feel it. And label the fabrics as cotton, wool, silk or synthetic, taking the help of tailor or your parents. Right, children? So you will go to the nearby tailoring shop. You will just collect the cuttings of some fabrics and you're going to identify which is cotton, wool, silk or synthetic with the help of your parents or the tailor. So this is your activity 1. So from this activity 1, you will learn the variety in fabrics. And the next activity is, yes, activity 2. And now what you're going to do is, the clothes which you have brought from the tailor shop, what you will do, so you take any piece of cloth fabric in your hand. So you're going to take any piece of cloth in your hand which you have got it from the tailor shop, and find a loose thread or yarn at one of the edges and pull it out. So a piece of cloth. So at the end of the cloth, you will find some threads that have come out. So they are called as yarn. Now what you're going to do is, you're going to pull out those thread and find out which material the yarn is made of. So like this. So you will take the piece of cloth. So at the end of the cloth, some threads must have come out. You just have to pull it and collect it. And then find out which material the yarn is made of. So this is your activity 2. Now let us go to the next one. Activity 3. Now what you will do is, splitting the yarn into thinner strands called fibers. Means you are going to pull out the threads from activity 2. So place these threads on the table. Yes, now you have collected the threads and you are going to place it on the table. Now what you will do is, you will take a single thread and hold it in your hand. At one end, you can find that single thread must be splitted into many thin threads. Now what you will do is, start removing those threads, that is those thinner strands. So look at the picture. The first picture is, you have collected the threads. So take a single piece of thread and look at the second picture. So there are many strands in one single thread. So try to remove those strands. So this will look, I think you must have observed when you insert the thread in the needle. So when you want to insert the thread in the needle, the corner of the thread you must have found that it has split into different strands. So this is what we are going to remove it. So many a time the end of the thread is separated into a few strands. So this makes it difficult to pass the thread through the eye of the needle. So the thin strands of thread that we see are made up of still number of strands. They are called as fibers. Got it, children? Yes. Just you try either like this or take the needle and the thread and try to insert it so that you will find number of strands, and those strands are called as fibers. So children, fabrics are made up of yarns. So what are called? Fabrics. So fabrics means cloth. So it is made up of yarns, and yarns are further made up of fibers. So what is fibers and where do these fibers come from? So where do these fibers come from? So the fibers such as cotton, jute and wool, silk, they are obtained from plants and animals. So now you have understood what is called fibers. So these fibers, they are made of cotton, jute, silk and wool. So this we obtain, that is we get from plants and animals. So now you must be thinking, how do we get these threads, these yarns, these fibers from plants and animals? And they are called as natural fibers. And we have another type of fibers that is called the fibers which is made from chemical substances. They are called as synthetic fibers. So now we have two types of fibers, that is natural fibers and synthetic fibers. And natural fibers we get from plants and animals. And synthetic fibers, that is man-made fibers, it is made from some chemical substances. So example, polyester, nylon and acrylic. Sometimes we must be wearing that polyester cloth or polyester fabric. Now let us see how do we get these natural fibers from the plants and animals. So what is this picture? It is a sheep and goat, camel, rabbit, yak. So sheep, yak, camel, goat and rabbit. So what do these animals give? So these animals, that is we get wool, that is we obtain from the sheep or the goat, and it is also obtained from the hair of rabbits, yak and camels. So they are called as natural fibers. So wool is obtained from sheep or goat, and also from the hairs of rabbit, yak, and camels. So they are called as natural fibers. And we have one more animal, that is silk. So from where do we obtain the silk? So you must have seen your mom is wearing the silk sarees. So where do we obtain from this silk? So the silk fiber is drawn from the cocoon of silkworm. So this is the silkworm and this is the cocoon. And when we collect these cocoons and drop it in the hot water, some strong threads will be coming out. So they are called as silk or silk fibers. So silk fiber is drawn from the cocoon of silkworm. So students, for thousands of years, natural fibers were the only ones available for making the fabrics. That is, the natural fibers were the only fibers we get for making the fabrics. That is our clothes. So in the last 100 years or so, fibers are made from some chemical substances which are not obtained from animal or plant sources. So they are called as synthetic fibers. Now let us see some plant fibers. So what are called plant fibers? So from plants, which fibers do we get? Yes, you must have seen this picture. Field of cotton plants. So how does it look? So it is looking like some snow has covered. Yes, it looks so beautiful. So this is the cotton field. You can see lot of cotton that has come out and it is called cotton balls. Now children, tell me, have you ever made wicks for the oil lamps? So you must have seen your mother lighting the lamp or diya in your house. So have you ever made the wicks for that lamp? Yes. So what do you use for making these wicks? Yes, absolutely. We make the wicks from this cotton. So this cotton wool is used for filling mattresses, quilts, pillows, and for some medical purposes. And it is also used for making cotton clothes. So cotton plants are grown at places having black soil and warm climate. The climate should be hot. So the cotton fields look like a field covered with snow. And the fruits of the cotton plant are called cotton balls. They are in the size of the lemon. So have you seen the lemon? So it is just in that shape and size. So after maturing, that is after some days, those fruits will burst. So after maturing, the balls burst open and the seeds covered with the cotton fibers can be seen. Now these cotton fibers are collected. And after collecting, they do the process of ginning. So from now you saw the cotton field. So these cottons are usually picked by hands. So they collect it with their hands. So fibers are then separated from the seeds by combing. That is called ginning. This process is called ginning. So cotton is picked up by hands. Fibers are separated from the seeds by the process of ginning. It is done by hand or machine. So can you see this picture? How they are separating the fibers? Yes. So this is called ginning of cotton. And the next one is jute plant. This is a jute plant. So you know what is jute? So if you have visited the grocery shop, so the shopkeeper, where does he keeps his rice, dals? In a sack. So what is that sack is made of? It is made of jute. So that is called jute. So where do we get this jute fiber? So this jute fiber we get from the jute plant. And how it is made? So jute fiber is obtained from the stem of the jute plant. So they collect these plants. So this stem that gives us jute. So jute fiber is obtained from the stem of the jute plant. It is harvested when it is at flowering stage. So when the flowers start blossoming, so they collect the stems, they cut and collect the stems. And these stems of the harvested plant are then immersed in the water. That is, they put it in the water for few days. So what happens? The stem gets spoiled. That is, it gets rot. And finally, the fibers are separated by hands. So this is called jute fibers. So to make fabrics, all these fibers are first converted into yarns. So in the next video, let us see how these fibers are converted into yarns. So let us end this session. So till then, stay home, stay safe. And the assignment is given. Complete the assignment and submit it on online as usual. And in the next part, let us learn how these fibers are converted into yarns. Bye bye children.